Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
The court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines gives the opposition the go-ahead to challenge election results. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Friday, June 30. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Ricardo Roberts. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' main opposition, New Democratic Party, the NDP, has given the green light from the court to, or has been given the green light from the court to move forward with election petitions challenging two of the results in the 2015 poll. Justice Esco Henry ruled on Friday that the motion by the government to strike out the petitions is an abuse of the process and the petitions will stand. The NDP is challenging the results of the December 9, 2015 general elections in the Central Leeward and North Windward constituencies. The Unity Labour Party had won a fourth consecutive term in office, taking 8 of the 15 seats in Parliament, while the NDP took the other 7. But the NDP has contended that the results were flawed. It's asking the court to declare the winner of the elections in the contested districts or to order fresh elections. A previous judge, Justice Brian Cottle, had thrown out the petitions as improperly filed, but the NDP appealed that decision. Opposition leader Dr. Goodwin Friday told a rally outside the party's headquarters following the court's decision on Friday that it was a good day for democracy. He says the petitions will be heard on their own merit.
They said we should give up. Can you imagine that? We should forget what took place. They said we were crying over spilt milk, that we were called sore losers, and called every other derogatory term. However, we know that when the truth is on your side, you must persevere. And so we did. 1 year, 6 months, and 3 weeks later, our petitions will finally be heard on their merits in open court. That is what we wanted, because we believe we have a strong case. You heard what a member of our legal team said, Ms. Kebaka's Batiste. Today we celebrate this significant victory, and tomorrow we press forward to the trial of the petitions, but more importantly, to fresh elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Lead attorney for the NDP, Queen's Counsel Stanley John, spoke to reporters outside the High Court after the ruling. He says he's confident about taking the case forward and he believes so far justice has been served.
I think that regardless of one's political preferences, party political preferences, that all right-thinking Vincentians are of the view that the irregularities which have been identified by photographic evidence and otherwise in relation to the ballots that were used in the election ought to be examined and the court make a determination, because it goes to the heart of our democracy. So this isn't simply a matter of party politics. It is a matter of the integrity of our Constitution.
In an immediate reaction to the ruling, attorney Carlos James, who is among the lawyers for the ruling party, said while the court has ruled, people must be aware that this means it's back to square one. And he says the matters are still before the court to be considered. Suriname's President Daisy Bouterse has hinted at the possibility of not recognizing the ruling of a military court in which he is being tried for his role in the killings of 15 political opponents. Prosecutor Roy Elgin, has urged the court to impose a 20-year jail term on the former military leader, saying that the December 8, 1982 murders in Fort Zeelandia had been premeditated. But speaking at a public meeting on his National Democratic Party on Thursday night, Boutisé said, quote, "If God put me here as president, who is a judge to send me away?" End quote. He said the prosecutor's demand had surprised many, and he criticized the judiciary, telling supporters that his administration would soon be taking the necessary measures within the confines of constitutional law. The president did not elaborate on that statement, but sought to assure that his government would not do anything to hurt democracy. Boutisé described the prosecutor's prison call as an act of desperation by forces that want him removed from office before the next general election, which is constitutionally due in 2020. But he said it would take a lot to push his mammoth party out of office. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says he intends to bring the issue of self-governance for Tobago to Parliament by next year. Speaking at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, he said he believes Tobago has earned the right to discussion on self-governance. Rowley said while there is a document on the matter, Cabinet is yet to finalize a position on the issue, and there also has to be discussions with the Tobago House of Assembly and the rest of the sister isle.
We still have not seen the perfect item called Tobago. Internal self-government for Tobago. But we know that we made some significant progress, and it is my intention as head of this cabinet to take what has come out of Tobago through the cabinet and into the parliament, straight into a joint select committee arrangement where the entire House of Parliament will determine, with proper advocacy of course, what we will agree on in the end, and hopefully in 2018 the government, the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago would rise to the occasion of agreeing to some great measure, if not totally, with the people of Tobago as to what level of autonomy Tobago would finally receive and continue to develop.
Still in the Twin Island Republic, the main opposition United National Congress, UNC, is not impressed with the Prime Minister's latest cabinet reshuffle. Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar says the government continues to fail the country, and the latest cabinet changes will do nothing to change that. Rowley has shifted Fitzgerald Hines for the second time in less than 2 years, this time moving him from the Ministry of Public Utilities to take up the position of Minister in the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs. Fired Housing Minister Marlene MacDonald has been recalled, but to the Ministry of Public Utilities to fill the void left by Hines' reassignment. Persad-Bissessar says the changes will do little or nothing to improve the quality of governance. And she says the Prime Minister must explain his reappointment of MacDonald, who had been the subject of allegations of misconduct. But Rowley has defended his cabinet changes. Kamal Georges of CNC3 News has that story.
If new information surfaces later on, Dr. Rowley says he will not hesitate to take action. But as of now, Marlene MacDonald has his full support.
In October of last year, the Integrity Commission indicated to Ms. MacDonald that they had found no basis to conclude that she had breached the Integrity of Public Life Act on this package of investigations and probably others. And on that basis, I as Prime Minister have no difficulty in reappointing Ms. MacDonald to the Cabinet.
Ms. MacDonald will return as Public Utilities Minister. However, she was relieved of her duties after it was revealed that she was being investigated by the Integrity Commission on at least 2 matters. One involved the issuing of an HDC home to a man described as a common-law husband, and the approval of grants to the Calabar Foundation by the Community Development Ministry involving the same person. Dr. Rowley says he took the allegations about her conduct at the Housing Ministry very seriously.
It was alleged that she was buying houses in the Ministry of Housing in other people's names, and they were identifying the names of individuals and who she had a relationship with and so on. That was an area that I found required the removal of the minister.
As it relates to the removal of Fitzgerald Hines as Public Utilities Minister and making him a junior minister in the Office of the Attorney General, Dr. Rowley says it's not because Mr. Hines is not performing well.
Mr. Hines is very versatile and is a tremendous asset to the cabinet of the government. And I mean, it's very easy to position someone who's versatile.
Meantime, Guardia Media is reporting that the Integrity Commission has not yet completed its investigations into MacDonald. It quoted a source as saying that while she has been cleared on part of the matters brought before the Commission, there are other things still being investigated. There's more news after the break. Stay with us.
The Sajiko Cahill School of Business and Management invites you to attend Navigating a Path to Growth, a risk and competitive intelligence conference at Hilton Barbados Resort on June 26th and 27th, 2017. Speakers include Global Strategy and Risk expert Dr. Andrea Schotter, Regional PwC Risk Assurance Leader Bruce Scott, Ms. Lisa Padmore, Dr. Delisle Worrell, Mr. Ian D'Souza, Professor Patrick Hossain, Professor Gillian Marcel, and many others. For more information, call 246-424-7731 or visit www.uwichsb.org. Secure your space today.
Ready.
It's another episode. When we out on the road, this is what we love to celebrate, to celebrate. This is not Hollywood. No, we don't come out the road. Drink, drink, drink.
King Baba and Nikita. Every fact that a boy keep on calling me wrong name. But that's okay, cause that's my babe. I don't understand how wearing a name tag on me. You know what to say, you still calling me wrong.
Don't get vexed with that. Don't say that.
Head of the EU Division on Mexico, Central America and Caribbean Affairs, Aldo Del Aricia, says the European Union does not have a problem with the citizenship by investment programs conducted by several Caribbean states. But he says what they're concerned about is the due diligence is conducted to ensure that individuals who get citizenship under such programs are not persons who would put the country and, by extension, the EU at risk. De La Ricia was speaking with Caribbean journalists as they wrapped up a week-long study tour in Brussels. The Jamaican government will be introducing tighter security systems at the country's airports. That's the word from Transport Minister Mike Henry, who told RJR News that Jamaica will fully comply with new airport security regulations unveiled this week by the U.S. government. The Donald Trump administration has announced tough measures to enhance security on flights entering the U.S., and those measures require enhanced passenger and electronic device screening across 105 countries.
We must abide by those rules when they're implemented by a country in respect to its borders and the entry into its country. Just as we in Jamaica must recognize that the security of our airports may have 3 or 4 levels of security. One which relates to a homeland type security, which is the American name, and then there's the TSA. We are in our area relooking and restructuring the Port Security Corps because every government has to be responsible for its citizens and its borders. And as such, we are very conscious of the need to heighten the integrity of the security at airports.
4 years after being ranked among the Tier 2 nations in the U.S. State Department's Trafficking in Persons report, Belize has been named as the worst trafficking offender in Central America, comparable only to Haiti and Suriname in the Caribbean. The recently released report says the Belize government does not fully meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking and is not making significant efforts to do so. Now, according to the report, government did not investigate or prosecute any public officials for alleged complicity in human trafficking-related offenses, despite reports of a significant level of official complicity, naming Belize as a source, transit, and destination for men, women, and children subjected to sex. It went on to say that the presence of off-duty police officers providing security for alleged sex trade establishments may inhibit victims from coming forward and police from investigating. The U.S. is asking Belize to do more to identify victims of sex and labor trafficking and ensure culprits are prosecuted. And ahead in Newsline Sport, West Indies lose the third ODI to India. Stay with us, sport is next.
Dancing and whining and fretting till the morning. If you like drinking, masquerading, live music always playing. If you like islands of blue seas where people always smiling. If you like street jams and bandstands where people will be jamming. Don't you miss this time, no. It's a festival, a legacy. Don't you miss this time, no.
In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the color of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning.
Celebrating 40 years of fun in the June-July sun. Vincimas 2017. Enjoy the exciting blend of mass and painted steel and glitter. There's a Monday street party like no other. And the explosion of colors at Mardi Gras. Don't be left out of the Vincimas 40th birthday celebration. Evo 4.0. Evo 4.0. There's Kaiso and the energy at Soca Mona. June 30th to July 11th. Vincimas, the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. Check out Vincimas on Facebook or carnivalsvg.com for more details. Vincimas.
Ready for Mars.
Poor batting by West Indies led to the side losing the third ODI to India by 93 runs on Friday at the North Sound ground in Antigua. No one built a formidable partnership as the West Indies crashed to 158 in their runs chase of 251 set by the Indians, who are already leading the series 2-0. Veteran batsman MS Dhoni remained unbeaten with a brilliant knock of 78 when the Indians were sent in to bat. Opening batsman Ajinkya Rahane added 72. Miguel Cummins had figures of 2 for 56 as the pick of the bowler. Here are the highlights.
The Indian batsman, there were some glorious strokes in between. Ajinkya Rahane in particular. Shikhar Dhawan was the first to go. Both Rust and Chase didn't quite get off to a good start, but Rahane, he was that pillar of strength in this Indian batting lineup. He was really good square of the wicket. When joined with his captain, they had a good partnership. MS Dhoni, beg your pardon, Virat Kohli struggled a bit with the short deliveries. The accumulated boundaries. This was a brilliant catch by Kyle Hope on debut, diving away to his left. We saw a couple deliveries make it very awkward for the Indian batsman. Some streaky shots in between. But the West Indian fielders, they struggled to hold on to opportunities presented. Lots of innovation on display as well. Yuvraj Singh, good partnership with Ajinkya Rahane before this happened. A review, delivery which pitched in line, made contact with the pad first, and it was going on to hit the stumps. That was the last success before Rahane brought up his half century. This was a maximum over square leg, showing his finesse, class, power. With a good partner in MS Dhoni, who got a couple half chances, falling short of the man at long on. And then this was a spilled opportunity. Kyle Hope couldn't quite show that brilliance, which he did against Virat Kohli. Ravindra Bishu held on to this beautiful catch to get rid of Ajinkya Rahane, and then it was all about MS Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav. Two of them scoring 100 runs in the last 10 overs. MS Dhoni in particular being dominant and giving confidence to Jadhav. Rick Williams in the process being the most expensive bowler for a West Indian bowler on debut. 2 boundaries, in fact 3 boundaries off the last over, which allowed India to get to a target score of 251.
In reply, the West Indies couldn't stand up to the spin attack as wickets fell, leading the hosts to score their second lowest one-day total in Antigua. Ravichandran Ashwin reached a milestone, picking up 150 ODI wickets as he took 3 for 28, while Kuldeep Jadhav also had match figures of 3 for 41. Jason Mohammed top-scored with 40, while Rovman Powell chipped in with 30 from 43 balls.
Well, West Indies started a little bit shakily, with Lewis being bowled by Umesh and Kyle and his brother Shea. After a few little emergencies, I would call it, started to put things together, started to put a bit of a partnership together. And when things were looking good, it was Kyle who skied one off Pandya straight into square leg. Then it was Ruston Chase totally befuddled by Kuldeep. And not too long after, Kyle Hope totally tangled up trying to play a pull shot. Pandya took his second wicket. Jason Mohammed came in and looked pretty comfortable. Jason Holder didn't last too long. Stopped down the leg side. Then Rovman Powell did a bit of big hitting for a while as Mohammed went on. Powell rode his luck a bit. A couple of top-edged hook shots that went for 4. Then he got hold of this pull shot and stroked one over long off. But then really gave his wicket away trying to sweep a ball from Kuldeep. He wasn't at the pitch of. Ashley Nurse came and started aggressively and then miscued one that was well caught by Umesh at square leg. Jason Mohammed giving out sweeping, and then Miguel Cummins leg before to Ashwin. And with this very first delivery, Kedar Jadhav took the last wicket to clean things up.
The 4th ODI bowls off on Sunday in Antigua. Veteran off-spinner Nisa Mohammed Thursday urged her Windies women teammates to relax, rekindle their self-belief and simply express themselves as the Caribbean side continues to desperately search for solutions to end the demoralizing losing streak. Speaking in the wake of their latest defeat at the ongoing ICC Women's World Cup, which was a 7-wicket loss to India at county ground, Mohammed said while the side comprised of world-class players, self-confidence was lacking.
We just need to relax and keep believing in ourselves. We need to find a way somehow to relax and recuperate and keep believing that we are great players. I keep saying to the team, people say that we are a great T20 team, but this is the same team that helped us qualify automatically for this World Cup. So we can win 50 overs game as well. So we just need to keep believing in ourselves and go back to what worked for us in the past 3-4 years and come out in this World Cup. And it's time that we pull everything together.
Arguing that the side was a quality one-day international unit, the Trinidadian Mohammed said the batsmen needed to up their game if the Windies were to improve their form.
We needed to rotate the strike a bit more in the middle. I think we fell short by about 80, 90 runs. But I thought that the opener played really well. But yeah, I think we need to score some more runs if we want to win games in this tournament. Yeah, like you said, we have some of the greatest players in the world. I think players just need to believe in themselves and believe that they can go out and do the job and just go out and express themselves. As West Indians, we like to express ourselves, and we just need to go out there and express.
And we wrap up our weekend sports segment with water polo. It was sweet revenge for Team Bahamas after they made a clean sweep against arch rivals Trinidad and Tobago in the recent SEACAN Under-15 Water Polo Championships. And now in this report from Jonathan Benson of ZNS Network News, we hear how Bahamas cupped the precious gold medal.
The pulsating sounds of Junkanoo welcoming Team Bahamas back from the CCCAN Water Polo Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, where they won gold in the Under-15 division.
That was the best of 5 competition against the Trinidad team, which is a very formidable opponent. Last year when we went there to play and opened a brand new facility, they beat us badly. And then now we went back very prepared, very ready. The physical part of the preparation was perfect, and we beat them on the first game 12-11, on the second game 12-9, and on the last game 9-7. So whitewash.
It was really challenging because most of the opponents we played against were older than us, but even though they were older than us, they weren't better than us.
They were really tough teams, so it was a big challenge for us, but we made it, so we're all really happy, and it's something to celebrate.
They came from 4th to 3rd to 2nd, dominating Carifta. As you know, we just won Carifta, which was held here. And here we are, leaving our home and going to someone else's home, Trinidad, and coming back with the gold. And that's how we do it. We like gold, and that's what's happening.
And that's the sport. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the colour of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning. In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the colour of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning.
Again, the major developments of this day. The High Court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines gives the opposition the go-ahead to challenge election results. And in sport, poor batting by West Indies leads to the side losing the 3rd ODI against India. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, log on to CarnaNews.com. We'll be back here again on Monday, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.